Hey guys, I hope you all doing really well. I'm Allure Cosplay, and today we break down my updated 5-color angel deck. Let's go. And let's talk about my commander, the goddess herself of all my angels, Isika, god of the tree. She is amazing, and I have to say, I've never cast her before because instead I cast the enchantments, the prismatic bridge all the time. At the beginning of your upkeep, review cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature or planeswalker card. Put that card onto the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library. This gets me angels out for free. I love it, and this is why I mostly cast this side of the card instead of Isika herself. I'm sorry, Isika, you're still amazing though. Since this is a 5-color deck, I need a lot of diversity in the mana, and I need it to come out quick. So I have the World Tree, which lets your mana tap for any color. I have a lot of fetch lands like Evolving Wilds and Fabled Passage, and I also have a lot of dual lands in here. Altogether, 36. I only have 3 instants in this deck. I have a board wipe, a fog, and a tutor. And now let's do some sorceries. This is a really fun one to have if you have a big army already. Tap all creatures your opponents control. Creatures you control gain lifelink until the end of turn. That makes your opponents be open and then gains you a lot of life. Approach of the Second Sun is a win condition. I have a couple of tutors to find the best angels I have. And these are basically fetch for lands. And now let's talk about the enchantments in this deck. Rampage of the Valkyries is one of the best enchantments you can have in an angel deck. It gives you a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying and vigilance, and whenever an angel you control dies, each other player sacrifices a creature. That's amazing when your opponents have big creatures, not so good when your opponents have a token deck. The next few are Ghostly Prison and Propaganda. It deters people from attacking me as much, and that way I can build a bigger army. It's also my protection from token decks. These 3 enchantments, as well as my commander, are what helps me get around how expensive angels are to cast and how I can make a bigger army faster happen on the board. I took advantage of the fact that this is a 5-color deck, and within all the colors, I searched for some enchantments which will solve my card draw issue. I was operating with the empty hand very often with this deck, and I needed some consistent card draw instead of just one-off instants. And now let's talk about some artifacts. I have the usual mana rocks, 5 of them. This beautiful, slightly expensive to cast artifact that gives me an extra card draw on my upkeep and a little bit of damage. This artifact that finds me some much needed lands. These wonderful 2 artifacts that also help me put out angels for a reduced cost. Lightning Greaves gives haste and also can be a target of spells and abilities. The Book of Exalted Deeds is basically a win con. And Herald's Horn makes my angels cost less. And now, the star of the show herself, Avacyn, Angel of Hope, and the waifus. We have Vengeful Reaper, Angel of Serenity, Lyra. Exquisite Angels is pretty good. If you would lose the game instead, it will give you another 40 life. Stoic Angel, players can attack more than one creature during their untap step. Shutter Angel is pretty good. The Achromas are really good. Platinum Angel, you can't lose the game. Your opponents can't win the game. Sephara is really good. This is my first commander. It makes other creatures indestructible. Sunblast Angel destroys all tapped creatures. Gisela, this is a staple. Everyone with an angel deck should have a Gisela in their deck. It doubles all damage towards other people, and it halves damage coming towards you. Limvala, activated abilities of creatures your opponents control can't be activated. I love her. Achroma, she gives you extra combat step. Subjugator Angel taps all of your opponent's creatures. Righteous Valkyrie. Kalia. Kalia is amazing. She puts out an extra creature on your behalf if you attack with her. Maelstrom Angel actually does the same thing. I have a few angels that fetch from different graveyards. A few creatures that also give me some card draw. And the only 2 non-angel creatures, I had to put Elvish Piper in here. This is an amazing ability. For 1 green, put a creature card from your hand onto play. I mean, that creature can cost like 10, and I can still put it out for 1 green mana. And this one, angel spells you cast cost 2 less to cast. I had to reduce the cost of angels somehow. And now let's talk about a few really cool combos in this deck. Avacyn Angel of Hope pairs really well with the Book of Exalted Deeds. This awesome artifact will give her an enlightened counter, which means that you can't lose the game and your opponents can't win the game. Avacyn already has Flying Vigilance and Indestructible. She would also have an enlightened counter, and if you also put the Lightning Greaves on her, she will have haste, as well as she won't be able to be a target of spells and abilities. If I couldn't find or I couldn't fetch for the Book of Exalted Deeds, I usually try to find the Platinum Angel. She basically already has an enlightened counter on her, and Avacyn makes her indestructible as well. Subjugator Angel and Bond of Discipline both pair really well with Sandblast Angel. Whenever both of them enter the battlefield, you tap all creatures your opponents control, and Sandblast Angel destroys all tapped creatures. I basically try to summon the biggest army I can, give them double the damage, extra combat step, as well as give them indestructible. After that, I can tap everybody's creatures and destroy them, so I can attack with full force. The extra enchantments I added, as well as fixing the card draw issue, really helps me go through my deck a lot faster, which also helps me find all the angels I need. Well, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe for more random content from me. Don't forget to click the notification button so you know when I upload next. Bye!